I'm Helen.
I'm James.
And we are global nomads. In 2004, we made the crazy decision to sell everything in the UK and move to Florida and open a flower shop. In 2024, we decided we'd make another crazy decision and sold our business, our home, and everything we owned to travel the world full time.
So come with us each week and see where our next adventure takes us. So the last time you saw us, we were coming off the back of our Galapagos 2-week cruise. After that, we went to Santiago and just had a week where we...
In Chile.
Santiago, Chile, where we just took a bit of time for some downtime. We did some housekeeping things, so got a haircut, got some laundry done.
Nails done.
You got your nails done. And we got to see, I think we went up the tower in Santiago.
Went to the Central Market.
But we really didn't do a lot. We really kept it a bit light because we knew that the next thing would be our 3 months in Australia. So what we wanted to do is to just give you a link between getting off the boat in the Galapagos and then arriving into Australia, because we did it a bit of a roundabout way.
So getting from the Galapagos to Santiago was a bit of a schlep in itself. We flew from Baltra in the Galapagos to Guayaquil on the mainland. We had a long layover in Guayaquil and then boarded another flight to get to Santiago in Chile. So that was ended up being a really long travel day and having a few days in Santiago.
Now this was partly because LATAM changed our flight.
Shocker. LATAM in flight change
Scandal.
Yes. So to fly from Santiago to Australia, the whole part of the reason we went back to Santiago was because we could get a direct flight, or probably about the most direct flight that we could get to Australia. And there's a daily flight from Santiago to Sydney non-stop. So we booked with LATAM. We thought we were being clever, honestly. We thought we'd got a good deal. So we went onto the LATAM website, and it was all in Spanish, obviously. And because we got the Chilean version of the website, found the flight, thought we would book. We had a VPN on. We thought we'd book in Chilean pesos. So I also knew that LATAM did one of their own flights and one codeshare flight with Qantas. And I wanted to book the Qantas flight so that we flew on the codeshare flight that was on a Qantas plane, not a LATAM plane. So they flew one LATAM flight on a LATAM plane and one codeshare flight on a Qantas plane. I booked the Qantas plane.
Made no difference.
Because when we checked the flight about 6 weeks later, they had moved it. They'd moved the day and they put us on the LATAM plane.
And not notified us.
So beware if you are booking with LATAM. This is whether that's LATAM operate throughout South America, and they have, there's LATAM Peru, there's LATAM Chile, but they all operate in the same way. They just change things randomly without telling you. So make sure if you are flying on any flights with LATAM, basically, anywhere in South America, I think Aerolíneas Argentinas have a similar reputation.
Yes.
Although our flights with them didn't get changed. I think we looked out with them. So make sure you keep an eye on that. They did changes. The reason I wanted to fly on the Qantas plane is they had better seats, basically. This was still okay.
It was a long flight.
It's a long flight. It's like a 14-hour flight. LATAM actually are not a bad airline, apart from them changing things. The service on board and the seating, food and everything is actually pretty good. But it was kind of frustrating that there was no notification and we didn't get what we booked. Having said that, we booked business class tickets and we got them really cheap. So I can't really complain.
In terms of cost for 2 business class tickets with LATAM from Santiago to Sydney, it was about $7,200 for both of us. To give you an idea, if you book the same flight with Qantas, it's double.
It was double, basically, yeah.
So that was the advantage of booking it through LATAM. Obviously, we got a LATAM flight, not a Qantas flight, but there you go. We got there, and that was the important thing. And after 13, 14 hours, we landed in Sydney. So we're going to do something different, and this is going to be our next lot of videos, which is going to be our Australia series. So we're going to show you where we went, and then just a taster of what we did in each place, and then we're going to show you the videos week by week. So here we go, and we're going to do this as a quiz because Helen's memory is far better than mine. So we landed in
Sydney.
And when we were in Sydney, we did
The harbour boat.
Yep.
The zoo.
Yep.
The Sea Life Centre.
See, I told you her memory was better.
The Zigzag Railway. The Blue Mountains.
And Vivid.
And Vivid, yeah.
But we did those
and whale watching.
But we did those at the end. But that's our Sydney video. That's going to be our last video of this series. From Sydney, we jumped on the
train.
And we went to
Melbourne, which was the primary reason for being here at this time of year, which was to go to the Formula One Grand Prix.
So we went to the Melbourne Grand Prix. What else did we do in Melbourne?
Phillip Island.
Yeah. And what did we see in Phillip Island?
Blue penguins, the fairy
penguins.
We also went to the Great Ocean Road. And I think...
saw the 12 Apostles.
Yep.
And did the sky deck.
Yes.
And then from Melbourne, we jumped on a plane and we went to...
Adelaide.
No.
No. This was 3 months ago. Where did we go next?
Tasmania.
Oh, yeah, Tasmania.
So the first stop in Tasmania was Launceston, where we stayed in a hotel. And that was our first car rental in Australia. And what did we do in...
We went on the boat down the Margaret River. And we went to one of my favourite things that we did in our whole time there, which was go to Trowunna Wildlife Sanctuary and got to feed and pet the baby kangaroos and saw a wombat and the Tasmanian devils. And that was one of my favourite days because I like animals.
There'll be a theme through this Australia series. From Launceston, we took the car and we went down to...
Yeah, we drove down to Hobart and had a few days in Hobart. Went up the mountain.
Yeah.
Went to Port Arthur. Went to Bruny Island.
Yeah.
Did what seemed like endless boat rides in very rough water.
Went to the market.
Yep.
Salamanca Market.
Yep.
So... we were going to keep the car here, but we ended up dropping it off because the hotel was not really set up for car rentals.
Which, if you watch the video, we'll talk
Watch
about
the video.
Yeah, and why we did that.
So we dumped the car straight away, and then after spending a few days in Hobart, our next stop was Adelaide.
It was Adelaide then. Yeah.
So we went to Adelaide, and we only stayed there for one night.
Oh yeah.
Because
we then boarded the Indian Pacific train, which if you are not familiar, there's basically 4 great train journeys across Australia, and this is one of them. So it's a 3-day train ride from Adelaide all the way over to Perth on the west coast. The train does actually start in Sydney. We joined it in Adelaide. If you did the whole route, it's 3 days. Our bit was 2 days. And we got to basically ride the Nullarbong. More to come on that. But basically you cross the Outback all the way over to Perth. In Perth we spent a few days.
Yep. What did we do in Perth?
And in Perth we went to Rottnest Island, where the only place that you can find quokkas, which are cute little furry animals. Again, you'll see more about those. It's a nice boat ride over there too, but seeing quokkas was the main thing for me. We also went to the Pinnacles, which is a rock formation, and did a tour of the coastline.
And we did a hop-on, hop-off bus.
Oh, yeah, we did, yep.
And you got some blood work done.
I did, yes.
Super simple in Australia.
It is very simple, yeah, and cheap.
So from Perth, we then... this was all screwed up a bit because of the trains and because we only planned this a year in advance and we couldn't get everything we wanted.
We couldn't get the dates we wanted
couldn't
on
get
the train.
Dates. So it was all a bit messed up. But we flew from Perth to...
Darwin?
No.
No? Where did we go next?
Alice Springs.
Oh, Alice Springs. Yes, Alice Springs. How could I forget Alice Springs?
I don't know.
Alice Springs. Where we picked up another rental car. We arrived on Good Friday, actually, into Alice Springs.
Yes, that was perfect planning.
At 4:30 in the afternoon. Yeah, bad planning. We talk about that in the video, bad planning. Yeah, we arrived at 4:30 in the afternoon and everything had closed pretty much. Anyway, from there we went to Uluru. We drove to Uluru, 500 kilometres, 270 miles.
5 hours.
Yeah, long drive.
Long drive.
And stayed at Longitude 131, which is a bit of an unusual kind of resort, hotel, not sure what you call it, and did all things Uluru, Ayers Rock, saw it at sunrise, sunset, east, west, walked around it, did everything. Saw some camels. We had a few days in Uluru and then drove back to Alice Springs and had a few days in Alice Springs. Interesting place.
I guess you'll have to watch the video to find that one out.
Yeah, we saw the McDonald Range of the mountains and went to again, very appropriately for us, we went to the museum that's there, the train museum for the Ghan train. And it's also a big truck transport.
It's a huge museum.
It's a massive
Absolutely huge museum.
Saw some more camels. Went to a reptile centre.
Yeah.
Went to the Anzac Hill Memorial.
Went to Woolworths.
A lot, because we had a self-catering kind of place there.
We then flew from Alice Springs to
Darwin. And the reason we went to the Ghan Museum is because after we left Darwin, we were going to be riding the Ghan train. Our time in Darwin was a bit rainy. There's a theme you'll notice.
And we were going to take it easy in Darwin. One of the big things to do in Darwin is to go and see the crocodiles and have a jumperoo, hang a chicken over the edge and stuff like that. And we
like that Spitting Image song.
Yeah,
hold a chicken over the edge.
Hold a chicken in the air, stick the deck chair up your nose.
Yeah, anyway, you got to, if you know, you know.
If you know, you know. But we really had no interest in doing that, and we just wanted to take it easy for a couple of days.
They do that jumperoos thing like that with gators in Florida, and I'm not really a fan. I feel like it's tormenting them a bit, but I suppose they're getting fed. But anyway, we didn't do that.
We didn't do that.
We did have a walk around the town, though.
From Darwin, we jumped on the train. We got on the Ghan, and the Ghan went to a couple of stops.
Yeah, we did a few stops, but the Ghan is a luxury train, 4-day journey. 4 nights,
4 days.
4-day journey, basically from the north of Australia down to the south. So we went all the way to Adelaide on the train, and we made a couple of stops, like you said, in Katherine to visit Katherine Gorge, and we also stopped in Kubapidi, which is very cool, mining town, super weird town, but really interesting. And we also stopped at Alice Springs again, where we did a different tour there, which was we went to kind of a desert
raptor centre stroke animal.
It was very cool.
All things Alice Springs related.
Yeah, it was very cool. So, and then we arrived in Adelaide again.
So we went to actually a different hotel. We went to an Intercontinental. I have to say that was probably one of the best hotels that we found in Australia.
Rooms were a bit dated, but very, very good lounge.
Great location.
Mm-hmm.
When we were in Adelaide, we had the chance to do a couple of things. So we went and did
Kangaroo Island, one of my favourite places, and actually one of the places I would go back to. We only did a day trip here, should have gone for longer. It's a long, long day to go for a day because it's like a 3-hour drive, then a ferry ride, then you ride around, then you do a ferry ride, then you do a 3-hour drive. It's a long day. Absolutely gorgeous island. I would like to have stayed there longer.
And the other thing that we did in Adelaide is we went up into
the Adelaide Hills. Winery area. Got to see a German town.
Had something to eat. All good. So, and that was Adelaide done. And then we flew from Adelaide up to our next stop, which was
Cairns.
No. Brisbane. To go to Surfers Paradise.
Yeah. Brisbane for Surfers Paradise.
Yeah. So we flew into Brisbane, and then we were going to have some days in Brisbane and some days in Surfers. We went straight to Surfers first.
Where it rained.
Where there was no surfers in Surfers Paradise.
Just rain.
It was just rain and
for a week.
Yes. But never mind.
But we did a couple of things there. We did get to see some glowworms, do a forest walk. And we also went to a rainforest area, a winery.
Yeah. We'll come back to Alex.
It
We'll
wasn't
come
a-
back to Surfers.
It wasn't a complete washout, but we were 30 years too old to go to Surfers, I think, as well, is the other
Yes,
takeaway from that.
maybe 40. So from Surfers Paradise, we went back to
Brisbane. Did one of my favourite things that we did, which was go to Australia Zoo. If you are familiar with the Irwin family and Steve Irwin, then this is the zoo that they set up. And I got to do the dingo encounter, so I went in the enclosure with the dingoes. And it's actually a really, really nice zoo. We keep saying we're not massive zoo people, but we keep going to zoos. But it's a really, really nice zoo. It's a really nice setup.
Yeah, I think it's not like any zoo that I've been to. It's a bit different. There's so much room for all the animals. And obviously there's a lot of history with Steve Irwin and
we saw Bindi.
And we saw Bindi, and we saw the Dancing with the Stars, all of that stuff, if you're familiar with that. And we went in the Crocoseum, and...
Yeah, it was a good day. It was a really good day.
All good in Australia Zoo.
And we also, in Brisbane, did a quick boat ride for a little river tour and had a very nice scone. Some nice scones there. And I also got prescription refilled there. That was quite easy to do.
Yeah, you went
I went to a walking clinic. And the city, again, we only, again, poor planning on our part, and we're going to come back to what we would have done differently. We only had like 3 days there. Definitely could have stayed there longer. I liked Brisbane a lot.
And you met a friend?
Yes, and I met up with an old school friend from the UK who lives in Brisbane now.
So from Brisbane, we then went to...
Cairns.
I told you she was better than me, because we're now talking 3 months in.
Where, shocker, it rained all week. So we had a week of rain in Surfers. We had a week of rain in Cairns. We'd had bigger plans for Cairns as well. We were going to go up to Port Douglas.
Rent a car.
We did get to ride the train.
The Corunda Railway.
The Corunda Railway up the mountain, but it was the last day it was running before it closed for maintenance, and it rained.
And the day that we actually went on it, it actually broke down.
Yep.
For 2 hours.
For 2 hours.
So it was all, and we couldn't change it to a different day because
it rained. It was closing down.
It was closing down for 5 days. So it was what it was.
Yes.
And of course, the big thing that you do when you go to Cairns is you go to
the Great Barrier Reef, which was, wow, an exciting event all in itself. You need to watch the video on that one, trust me.
But if anyone tells you, if you look at the pictures of the Great Barrier Reef, I'm not spoken to one person
Don't believe them.
Don't believe them.
It doesn't really look like that.
This was not in the brochure. I'm going to place a photo. It's just a bit crazy.
No, I'm sure it does.
But not on the days that we go, or any other person that we've ever spoken to who's been to the Great Barrier Reef from Cairns.
Yeah.
But never mind.
Interesting. It was an interesting day.
So from Cairns, we then went to...
Sydney?
Oh.
We went somewhere else before Sydney. Where did we go? Oh, yeah, the Whitsundays. Yes.
So the Whitsundays, we booked a very special hotel that only had 10 rooms. It's kind of an eco retreat, and that gave us 6 or 7 days. Actually, the dates changed because Qantas changed our flights. It was supposed to be 8 days, but that just gave us an opportunity for some downtime in the Whitsundays. But we were a bit restricted because you couldn't really leave the resort because the weather was too bad.
Well, Angie, it's only accessible by boat or helicopter.
However, they've got the coolest boats.
Yeah, it's a very cool boat, actually. Yeah, it is. Like nothing we'd ever seen. But we got to ride the helicopter to the airport, which was very, very cool. And
probably the highlight of our tour on the Whitsundays, because that's the way you get the opportunity to see the Whitsundays.
Because guess what? It was wet and windy. And you're spotting a theme. No, it wasn't as wet. We did have some rain. It wasn't as wet there, but it was very windy.
And they did organise boat tours to Whitehaven.
Yeah. We
But-
didn't get to go there because it was too windy.
But they cancelled them all because it was too windy. So, but we got to see it. So there
Yes.
you go. And then that we flew from the Whitsundays to
Sydney.
Sydney.
Back
And-
to Sydney. That was the end of the 3 months.
And that was the end of the 3 months. So,
So we did 3 months for a few reasons. One, because as UK citizens, we can get a 90-day visit visa free.
and we did 89.
And we did 89. And heads up, the Australian government will email you and say, your
You've got-
time's up. You need
Get
to
out of
leave.
the country.
Because we've never had that anywhere before. We've stayed the
No.
max in other places. Interesting, anyway. If we had known then what we know now, I actually think we could have applied to stay longer than 3 months.
Yeah.
So the whole point in the way we planned things was to come and try and tick. We kind of often go to places and go, if this was the only one time we ever got to come here, could we say we've done the main things that we wanted to do? And I think we can say that we did. Was it rushed? Was it a lot? Absolutely. But that was the reason for the 3 months here.
But we did it. We covered, and there are places that we didn't cover. Obviously, we only got 3 months. Australia is a very big,
country.
very, very big country. There were so many other places that we could have gone, perhaps some places that we could have gone instead of other places, but that's a story for another video. So that's what's going to be coming up in the next series, our Australia series.
Let us know in the comments of those places which ones you think you would want to go to, or where you've been that was your favourite. I'm interested to know if other people have their favourites the same way. My favourites really revolved around animals,
Shocker.
so I'm a bit biased. So I'm interested to hear what other people's favourite things were there.
But every place we went to, people came up with other suggestions of other places we could have gone to. And unfortunately, because we had to book and prepay a lot of these hotels, a lot of our plans were set in stone. We would make changes to it, but that's going to be coming up at the end of the Australia series.
Mm-hmm.
So follow along. And if you have better suggestions, if we do come back to Australia, we can put them on the list. Places that we could have gone to.
And believe it or not, there's a spreadsheet for a few.
There's always a spreadsheet.
Let me know in the comments if anyone else does that as well. Who's got spreadsheets for everything? This
Absolutely.
guy. Yeah.
Absolutely. So please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. And our next video is going to be the start of our Australia series, which is going to start in Melbourne for the Formula One Grand Prix.
And there's other things. If you're not into Formula One, there's other things there too.
And then we go from there. And remember, you're here for a good time, not for a long time. We'll see you in Australia.
Bye for now.